Hello everybody and welcome back to another Coaster Cheetah video, and in this video I'll be doing a coaster review for Cobra's Curse at Busch Gardens, Tampa. Cobra's Curse is an awesome family mock spinning pet coaster, but I mean it's all kinds of stuff. It's like a spinning coaster slash it goes backwards and it goes just forwards, and it has an elevator lift which is super rare. And I mean, the awesome Cobra statue, and it's definitely the most themed attraction at Busch Gardens, Tampa. And I really do enjoy this coaster, and I think it's very underrated, especially because Busch Gardens Tampa's lineup is so good. So yeah, let's get into the layout of the coaster. So you take a left turn out of the station and go into, it's like a little mini super small dark ride area, and there's a ton of like Cobra statues into the wall, and like the pots with the snakes in them, and their eyes glow red when you drive by, like when the train goes by, and it's super awesome and creepy. And then you go up a super unique element and a great way to have a lift, which is an elevator lift. And I'm pretty sure this is like super unreliable because the coaster's always down. However, I'm sure that is, for a lot of other reasons with the ride, which I'll talk about later. However, yeah, the elevator lift is super awesome, provides a great visual of the other cars coming down beside you, and it's all around really cool because then you are brought up and you see, like, it's over 70 feet, and it's really awesome seeing the plains next to you, like the Serengeti, and then seeing Montu right next to you on the other side, and the whole Egypt section. It's just so awesome. And of course, staring right in front of you off that elevator is the huge Cobra statue. And it is so awesome because then you take a turn to the left, however, you are banked outwards to the right, facing the fangs of the Cobra. And it is really just awesome because the park really didn't need to take this step to bank it outwards and like make it face a huge Cobra statue. However, they did, and it's such a great visual while you're on the ride. It's definitely incredible, and I really do love it. And then this, it seems that it follows another trend with Montu being in Egypt, that it does go in a lot of trenches, and it's just so visually awesome, like walking around it, because it just zooms all around you, and it's so awesome. And then you drop down your main drop, which is kind of like it twists down at the end. And then you go up, twist out the other direction, have a turnaround, and you kind of swoop down to the left, and then you go into a brake run, which twists you backwards, and then you're going to have a little dip, like almost a double down dip off, and it's going to be like a little helix almost into a lift hill with drive tires, except the helix is kind of like it has some airtime hills in there. It's the backward section of the ride, but it's very quick and short and sweet. And then you go up your drive tire lift hill, and this is another part of the ride which I'm pretty sure is very unreliable. And then after this, you have another drop, which is definitely significantly smaller than the first one, but this is your main spinning moment of the ride. This is like the finale, and it is really awesome because you have the banked hills that you just kind of slowly stall out almost, but you're also spinning, so it's honestly great, and I do love this. Now, I will say, compared to most other mock family spinning coasters, this is definitely a more controlled one. This is kind of uses the same system, I like to think, as the mock extreme spinning coasters, because they spin very slowly and it almost feels like a controlled system. But it's not like it's not super controlled, like where you won't spin at all. You still will spin, but not to the point of where you're going to be nauseated at the end, which I think is really nice. And yeah, then you kind of have like an S-bend after the overbanks, which will lead you right into your brakes. And I mean, yeah, then you will stop spinning, and this is a really great coaster, honestly. I think it really gets overshadowed by a lot of the other awesome coasters. However, I do think this is one of the best family coasters in the world. And yeah, it's a really unique mock coaster. They usually don't build coasters like this, and it was a really interesting idea and surprising for Busch Gardens Tampa to build this, since they don't really work with mock a lot. But yeah, I'm definitely not disappointed. And honestly, I really think they did need this. I mean, they had Air Grover, which is their kiddie coaster, and then the next thing was Sand Serpent, and that ride is just awful. So I think this is a really great stepping stone attraction. And yeah, this was, for a while, the only coaster I used to ride at Busch Gardens Tampa besides Air Grover. So yeah, this definitely a great coaster for families, and they could easily all enjoy it. The only thing is thrill seekers might be a little disappointed, but at the same time, I think they'll be entertained with the theming because the theming is really nice. And one of my main dislikes, though, is the reliability on this ride. I don't think a lot of people talk about it in the reviews because they have only gone once and maybe not been able to experience it, like only been at the park a few times. But Busch Gardens Tampa is my home park, and I go there like a ton, many times a month, and I can safely say that this is very much so one of the least reliable roller coasters at Busch Gardens Tampa, if not the least reliable. It is always down when I go, at least like once or twice in the day. Whenever I try to ride it, I try to ride that and then Montu, but usually that's down, and then I go ride Montu first and then hopefully come back to ride this, but it might be still down or down again. So, I mean, it's really just like a chance, like a dice roll, whether you'll actually be able to ride this. And, I mean, usually it's not down for a while, and, I mean, usually it will open up pretty soon, but you really just sometimes will get unlucky, and you have to walk, like, all the way back to the front of the park if you leave, if, like, you didn't get to ride it earlier, and that's a bummer. But overall, this rider really is, like, great. I will say the capacity isn't great, though, because there's only two cars per train, and so, I mean, 8 people per train is not a lot at all. But at the same time, it is a family coaster, and they usually have less capacity. But yeah, I mean, this ride will not have the best operations. However, it does have a great queue, I will say. The queue is very well themed. The overall theming is really nice. The sound audio on this ride is really nice. It doesn't have built-in audio on the trains, but throughout the layout, you will hear speakers. And one of the funny things is it says actually, like right as you're going into the brake run, it says you cannot escape the Cobra's curse, even though you're just going to the brake run and you're about to leave. So I've always thought that was a pretty funny moment that it says that right as the ride is over and it's about to let you out. And for my personal score, I'm going to give this ride a 7 out of 10. It was honestly barely a 7. I almost gave it a 6.5 because it's definitely not the most thrilling, and it's not my favorite at the park, of course. However, it is very well themed and it's great for families, so I'm definitely going to give it a 7 out of 10. But yeah, overall, I mean, I really do enjoy this coaster, and I think more people should definitely make like reviews on it, because I haven't seen it from a ton of people, because I get that it's not a major coaster technically in the Busch Gardens Tampa's lineup, but it's definitely not like a bad coaster. I do rank it above, like, pretty sure I definitely rank it above Scorpion, Air Grover, and Sand Serpent. I think that's it. And it's unfortunate because it is low on my list, even though it's a great coaster. And yeah, honestly, I think mock family spinners like this that are kind of the next gen, more unique and more controlled are definitely the way to go, and I'm not sure why, honestly. Another one hasn't been built, guys. So yeah, if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe. Also comment down below if you have any other video ideas that you'd like to see on the channel, and comment down below what you think of Cobra's Curse. And I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.